talk to me a little bit about your projects. First of all, are you worried about the world economy? And if yes, would that delay any kind of IPO?
Well, at the moment, let me start with what we are doing first. What we are doing first is that we have our refinery. You know that we have projects, which we are spending almost $16 billion, in terms of the refinery, which is 650,000 barrels per day, and we hope to start production first quarter of 2020. We have the
So you think it'll be done by 2020?
Oh, yeah, we'll be done by 2020.
Will it be done by the end of next year?
We will finish mechanical by end of the year,
yep.
Which is 2019. If hopefully we don't have the same rain, because the rainy season this year, climate change is real. We've had devastating damage to what we are doing at the site. But anyway, we have recovered a bit, and we're pushing, with that. So it's a huge refinery.
I know, 650,000.
It's the largest single line in the world. And we have no infrastructure. It's zero infrastructure. So we have to build our own port to receive our equipment, because 76% of the equipment we will not be able to receive them in Nigeria. So we have to also build special roads from the seaside about 10 kilometers into the refinery to be able to erect them. There are so many challenges. The soil was bad, and we had to do about 120,000 piles after 65 million cubic meters of sand. So, but we've gone very, very far now. Our equipments have started arriving. We've commissioned the small mini port, which we have built. And, so we hope. The fertilizer is almost ready. We'll commission it next year, which is 3 million tons of urea and ammonia. And then we have the 650,000 barrels per day. Then we have 1.3 million, tons of polypropylene, polyethylene.
So when will you actually produce at 650,000 barrels per day?
I think we should, we will start production by, slowly ramp up, but we'll start by end of first quarter of 2020.
So a couple of quarters to get to 650?
Well, maybe 2 quarters more, yes. But, we'll ramp up very quick. It's a high-tech refinery, so I think it shouldn't really take us time.
You still want to IPO it in London?
We will IPO the cement.
The cement?
For now. Okay. But even the cement, if you look at it, we're actually expanding. Yeah. We're building 6 million tons now in Nigeria, additional. We're building another 3 million tons in Congo, in Cote d'Ivoire. Yeah. We're building additional capacity in Cameroon. We're building in Nigeria. So we're actually consolidating, and we're building more capacities.
When will you IPO the cement in London?
We want to IPO next year. But as just you mentioned to me about the world economy, so we are also watching what is going on. Right now, there are a little bit of problems with the emerging markets. So we hope by the time that, we are looking for a window. Once the emerging market issues are sorted out, and Nigeria will finish our election, because, we have an election in February. So obviously, we cannot go for an IPO when we're about to go into an election period. We would like all this dust to settle down, and then we will now go and, but we've gone very far. We've done selection of, this which we have not announced yet, of all the financial advisors, the lawyers, the advisors. We have done almost all that, which we are going to ratify in our board meeting in December.
Will you make any acquisitions for the cement?
We will.
Before IPOing?
Yeah,
before or after?
Yeah, there's a company, which they have operations in Tanzania, in Kenya, right, and I think in Rwanda. So we're talking to that company to see if we can take the company over. Okay,
what will you do with Arsenal? I ask you this every single time, every 6 months. I'm like, when are you buying Arsenal?
I told you, yes. No, I told you.
First IPO.
That's right. First, it's not only about the IPO. After the IPO, what I want to do is to get this. We will have $16 billion worth of projects. And I don't think if it's the right time for us to go and buy Arsenal. But by the time we finish, our company will be moving from $4.5 billion revenue company to $30 billion revenue. And I think then now we have excess amount of cash to start playing around.
So how much money will you spend for it?
It depends on the price. You know, I mean, if he's talking about today, Arsenal is worth about $2.5 billion. But going forward, I don't know. You know, it depends on what the world economy will be at that time.
I also know that you almost have a meeting that you need to go to, so I have to wrap up very quickly. But if Kroenke won't sell to you, will you buy another club?
If he won't sell to me, I'm very much attached to Arsenal. But then I might have to change and get, because I'm a very, very fan of football. So I have to have a club somewhere. I don't have to own Arsenal.